What's up, Victoria? It's Victoria. And today I want to go over my makeup wish list with you because it's a new year, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling meh. The child just woke up from a nap. Tiff is obviously watching him. But if you hear loud screams or stumps, that's just a child. Everything's fine. I will not even admit how many takes it took me to remember the word wish list at the beginning of this video. Current want list or loves list or what I would like to buy list. Today I want to look at the things that I'm interested. What's up, Victoria? It's Victoria. What's up, Victoria? Also, do you like the beret? I forgot I had it. I bought this in Chicago in 2021 in Boys Town. Very Parisian of me. Very French. Is it a French hat? Like, I mean, I understand that we say that Parisians wear berets, but like, is that where the beret originated? I'm feeling kind of directionless this year, personally, physically, spiritually, mentally, sexually, all of those ways. And that includes the channel. And at the end of last year, I didn't set any like manifestations or like anything like that going into this year because I do feel like I'm in survival mode. And I'm not really sure what that's about. I mean, like I know a little bit about what that's about and, you know, we'll see what happens with that whenever that happens. If anything happens, which I hope it won't, but we'll see. I think I kind of said the sentiment at the end of last year. It was just like, I'm feeling really weird about spending money in this hobby right now. Like, I'm just feeling really strange about it, which is why I kind of shifted my focus to asking you guys what you would be interested in, because obviously I still love makeup. I still love testing formulas and things like that. But I think personally, my interest, not my interest in makeup, my interest in purchasing makeup, I think is at an all-time low. I still want to talk about makeup, share makeup with you, share the love of makeup with you. We're going to try to do that in many ways, as I always try to do, you know, be realistic with the makeup that I'm buying. Like, I'm going to continue all of that work. I'm just feeling like I'm running a marathon and everyone is 20 miles into the marathon and the gunshot hasn't gone off for me personally yet. And I'm like, what am I even doing here? What is happening? I want to go through my wish list for you. I think I'm going to be like ruthless in this wish list. I kind of want to start my wish list with a clean slate this year to see if anything piques my interest. I was looking at a couple of makeup things this morning. I was looking at Girl Cult because it's really discounted on TikTok Shop right now, but doesn't have like everything. But I think Girl Cult does a lot of like, I don't know if they have a permanent line. I think they do like a lot of limited edition releases. I added things to my cart. It was a bunch of lip products and I was like, I don't know if I can do a Girl Cult review just with lip products. I was looking at that. I was taking a look at Vive because a lot of people were really interested in Vive. I did reach out to them and I was like, don't know if you do influence marketing. Here's the thing, in 2025, I'm gonna be shameless. I'll be like, I have a YouTube channel. Do you do influencer marketing? The worst that they can say is no, and then I'll just buy the makeup anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally fine. But if they can help me, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna ask. You know, that's a privileged thing for me to say. But also, again, I can also just buy the makeup, but why not help me help me? You know what I mean? If I can. But they might say no. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that they feel weird about me. It doesn't mean I feel weird about them. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's a business transaction. And if their business says, we don't do that, or we don't want to do that with you, totally fine. They mostly just ignore you. I've been looking at Ellis Foss. I have been looking. I have my eyes peeled. I've been thinking a lot about Dior recently. Someone asked about Dior, and I was like, Dior? I feel like very indifferent about Dior. The only thing I've ever owned from Dior that I remember having, other than the powder that Nicole sent me, that was sparkly for some reason, was a lip maximizer. And I think I panned that. I used it all the way up. And I've never tried anything from Dior again. I think that their complexion products are really popular, but Dior doesn't go light enough for me. It seems I swatched their new foundation sticks on my arm and they all just looked way too pigmented for me and too deep. And I was like, I'll take another look at those because a lot of people said Dior. And honestly, MAC is doing some stuff that I'm very interested in. So it's not that I'm not, you know, not lost the luster for it, but it's just like, but what am I doing? I think it also has to do with like the size of my channel too. It's like I'm at this weird in between, like not girl, not yet a woman kind of feeling. Not a girl, not yet a woman is like my content all year so far. It's like, do I like the hair? Do I hate the hair? I took the hair out. I feel more feminine without the hair. Isn't that crazy? It's not crazy. Like you can be feminine with any hairstyle. Anyway, I'm wearing a beret. Let's talk about makeup. The first thing on my wish list is a black lip gloss / oil. If I do Girl Cult, if I like dive into that, here's the thing. I might just, I think I'm gonna like, what has happened historically historically, my interest in makeup and my interest in reviewing things has kind of like meshed, and my budget has been like kind of split between those two things. Right now, I like don't want to buy any makeup, which is totally fine and valid. I don't need to buy new makeup. I don't. And you don't either. But like, I think I might do a budget where like, I kind of like, if I'm not interested in anything, I kind of like force myself to buy something to review. Maybe we'll make it like a community thing and we'll figure out what I buy with my budget. And I'm going to set aside like at minimum $100, but it's not going to be like a strict $100 every month. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like, okay, like I didn't buy anything. It's the end of January. What should I buy? And like, maybe then I would buy a black lip oil from Girl Cult, or like lip gloss from Girl Cult. Girl Cult has like a lot of very cool lip products. Although I think it's the way they advertise them that makes me want them. I feel like if I have it and put it on my lips, it's not going to look like that. Is this still on my wish list? Two things have happened. Two products have come into my life through varying ways. I, as you may or may not know, am trying Mob beauty stuff behind the scenes. My patrons and members already saw my first impressions of it, and I've continued to use it. So I did buy the black lip balm from Mob to test. I also got the Priya Means Love Smoke Lip Therapy, which is also like a black lip balm. And I do feel like the itch has been scratched. Like, I think I still want a more formal, quote unquote, formal version of that kind of thing. I also watched Hot Vegan Hannah did a video where she was trying a bunch of black lip products, and I watched that and I was like, scratched. The itch scratched. I'm good. I'm so good on that. So I think I'm just going to take this one off my wish list. The second thing on my wish list is Baccarat Rouge 540. Here's the truth about Baccarat Rouge 540 and my journey with it. I had never smelled it until Vegas, whenever I was in Vegas for Creator and Friends for their first holiday party. And me and Lauren May Beauty went and smelled it. I mean, like, she let me smell hers, but we went to the Baccarat store. And if in case you didn't know this, because Baccarat Rouge 540 is a collaboration with Baccarat and MFK, Maison Francis Ford Coppola the third, Jesus. And I actually don't really know. I know it's like Maison, like, you know, Francis Kurgian. Baccarat is a glassware company. So we went to the Baccarat store in Vegas, which was a glassware, but they had the fragrance. So that was the first time I smelled it. And of course, like upon first smelling something, you don't really know. But then Lauren let me spray it all over me, and it was lovely, and I liked it. It's a different scent profile from what I've worn. And so whenever I had a Creator Friends in Palm Springs and Laura was there, she let me wear it again. Basically, most of my experiences with Baccarat Rouge are directly related to Lauren May Beauty, which makes a lot of sense if you watch her fragrance content on her Lauren May fragrance channel. So like, I have worn it a couple times, but then I bought my friend this year, Rebecca, is it Twisted Lily, which is like the scent shop online. They had like a sampler pack, and you get like a discount code whenever you buy it. So you get a bunch of stuff. There's like a lot of fragrances to try for $50, like way more than the Sephora packs. I think there were like 15 fragrances to try, which is great. And Baccarat Rouge was one of them. And my friend went through them and tried a bunch of them, and she didn't like the Baccarat Rouge on her. Asked me if I wanted to finish the sample, and I said yes. So I've been wearing that a little bit more, and I so love it. I love it, I think, for a number of reasons. The scent memory of Baccarat Rouge is always going to remind me of meeting Lauren in the flesh the first time I met Lauren. And that's lovely. That feels so nice. Like, I'm smiling, I'm smiling so hard right now because like that feels so good. So I do really want it. I know there are dupes of it. I know there are fragrances that are very similar to it, but I want the real thing. It's still on my list. It's not high up because it's so expensive, and that would be like a treat for me. So perhaps, how about we'll say this. When I get 25,000, when I get to a quarter of the way to 100,000, my little treat to myself, not a little treat, but a big treat to myself, will be the Baccarat Rouge 540. So that will be a little gift to myself, because at 10,000, I'm going to try clam chowder for the first time. At 25,000, I'll buy Baccarat Rouge. Unless someone very wealthy is watching my channel and wants me to smell good. Here's the other thing. I understand that there is a whole world of decanting. So if I really want it and I want to smell like it, I can buy like a decanted one for much less expensive of a price. I want the bottle. And it's actually not so much the brand name thing. It's like the whole experience. Like, you know, it just means there's a deeper meaning to it. If I wasn't so tied to it in so many ways, in so many emotionally spiritual ways, spiritual, not sexual, but spiritual, I think that I wouldn't be as ho-hum about wanting to have the actual physical bottle of it. But I do. I want the bottle of it. I looked into buying the mini of it. I want a full bottle. I don't need the jumbo bottle, but I would like a full bottle of it. Anyway, I'm going to move on because I've been talking about this. So this one stays on the list. The KVD Dazzle Stick. I say it out loud, and I'm like, yeah, no, I think the rush of that has passed. In fact, on my eyes today, I have the highlighter stick from JOOCYEE, which I do think really scratched the itch as far as that goes. I know that the Dazzle Stick and the It's Literally Magic sticks from Dose of Colors come in different shades and are like more meant to be eyeshadows, where this is a highlighter and it's just a very gentle sparkle on my eyes because it's like a sparkle meant for your cheek. I think I'm okay with it. I like this. I'm satisfied. So the KVD Dazzle Stick. It's still in the back of my mind, but like maybe KVD will go out of business this year and I'll just snag it then. I don't know if KVD is going out of business. I think that they have like enough stuff that people rebuy that they'll be fine. When a brand goes out of business, unless I really loved the thing, I wouldn't buy a backup of it. And I also have no interest in trying something that I can't get again, especially if it's like a mascara or whatever. But the Dazzle Stick would probably last a bit of time, but then it would be like one of those things every time I use it, I'd be like, this is the Dazzle Stick, you can't buy it anymore. Which is like fine for me, but it's also like, why would I do that at that point? You know, like I don't need to buy it on a super deal and then only to have it. Like that's what it feels like to me. I'm really belaboring this. The KVD Dazzle Stick, she's gone. I don't need her. I don't want her. The KVD Dazzle Stick seems to go on sale quite a bit. So maybe one day where I'm feeling spicy and I'm like, well, now's the time. But the color I want always seems to sell out first. I was too slow. Laura Mercier has blushes and one of them is Chai. And I had been lusting over it. I put it on my list and it's actually survived one or two of these videos where like, I was going through things on my want list and my wish list. I was going through some things on my wish list and it like survived. But as I say the words Chai to you, that means nothing to me. Like, obviously I know what the color looks like. I've interacted with it. I watched it in store a couple of times. When I say that to you, I don't smile. I don't have the reaction like I did whenever I was talking about baccarat. I want the things on my wish list to, when I talk about them, that they bring that much joy. And this really doesn't. And also, there's a shade called Fresco that all of you were like, you would like that one instead. And it is available on their website. And you can find it at other retailers, but it's not at Sephora. I don't feel blushed out, but I just like, I think a blush would have to be really special to find a place in my heart. Like it would have to be something special. She's gone. The next thing on my wish list is the Armani liquid blush in 62. Someone did, when I asked like what brand should I like dive into a little bit more, someone said Armani, which I think is a natural progression. I have been enjoying the eyeshadows from them and I have that lip gloss from them that I also love. So that's two things that I really enjoy. Years and years ago, in the year 2021, I did a review of the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which if I think back to it, I think one, that shade might have been wrong for me, but also two, my preferences of foundation have changed, but I remember my skin looking particularly bad in that foundation. I think they sell minis of it, so it could be a brand to like retry. I don't know if they sell minis of all of their stuff, but like that's food for thought. The liquid blush in 62. I've seen a couple influencers swatch it, talk about it, love it on the internet. Okay, it always looks pretty on them. It looks like pretty saturated on them. It's like a mauve. It looks a lot like Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury in the liquid blush formula. It looks a lot like the Chanel blush that I really love, the Blush Harmony beige mauve shade. So it like looks like a lot of things I like. And it's like, well, one, looks like a lot of things I like. And then two, I've swatched it in store every time I've passed our body display, and I just feel like it doesn't look the same on me. Like it doesn't look like that grayish tone, and I'm wondering if there's something in the undertone that like on my skin tone pulls it like a little bit differently, and then I lose interest in it. So I think I'm okay. I don't think I need a liquid blush. Not that I feel like it's not a possibility that I will enjoy a blush in the near future, but I think I can cool it on blushes. The next one was something I saw on Freya's Instagram. She does a lot of sea beauty content. She does some really cool looks. I think she's done a couple of collabs with some sea beauty brands, or maybe all with the same brand. I'm not actually sure. She showed these Spenny baked eyeshadows. So she had an Instagram post where she swatched them. They looked so good. They looked like OG Pat McGrath baked shades. And I was like, ugh. The memories. I love when Pat McGrath did the limited edition kit baked shades. Spenny really sung to my heart in such a way, these little baked shadows. So I was like, I want them, but like, I don't think I do actually want them. And perhaps it has to do with the colors that I saw too. And there was only 4 colors. If that shade range got expanded and I saw something that I really, really liked, it's potentially something I could swing back to. But I think for the way I feel about them now, I say them, it's a fun memory. I remember seeing them for the first time and my heart swelling and being like, oh my God, they remind me of a time where I loved Pat McGrath product. That was very satisfying. I do have my eyes peeled for more KJ Eastern Asian beauty brands. So I think a lot of you are interested in that. And There's a lot there, I think, with the gray undertone. Like, I think there's a lot there for me and for us. And I think now that I'm kind of removing myself from, and I'm not trying to like leave the luxury world altogether. There's still a lot of love for that from me. But I do think because I'm creating my own little luxuries, I'm less attached to it having to have good packaging or wanting it to have good packaging. So I think now's the best time for me to really like look into the Asian beauty market. And I'm just hoping that like nothing changes and our way to access them maintains open and affordable. The dose of colors, it's literally magic sticks, is the next thing on this list. If you didn't know this, they opened up pre-orders, and I don't know when they opened up, but I saw them around Black Friday. I had shop cash and they were like multiplying it for dose of colors. It's literally magic sticks are on a pre-order for July of this year. It was next year when I saw it. But like, that's a long time. If I was seeing it then, it was like 8 months pre-order. That's like too much. I don't know. I think what happened with that is maybe they didn't intend on that for them to be a permanent product, or like maybe it went a lot more popular than they thought it was going to be, like, and like the ingredients for it take longer to source. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about their manufacturing, where they manufacture, how they manufacture, the ethics of how they manufacture. Like, I don't know any of that. Like, that stuff I'm not privy to that information. But I'm like wondering if that's perhaps the thing. But I mean, I'm already kind of losing interest in this. Like, I took the Dazzle Sticks off. I have the thing that I have on my eyes right now. So I think it's okay to take them off. Maybe I'll swing back whenever it's July, whenever when they start shipping again. But who knows if they've already sold out that pre-order. I have no idea. I haven't looked again. Thought that was really wild. So the next thing was more Rituel de Fille eye soots. I think I still want to explore that, but I can cool it for now. Rituel de Fille is a brand that a lot of people also want me to do like a brand review of. It's so interesting. I haven't really figured out a way to potentially do a brand review of a brand that I have tried a lot from already. Like, I've tried a lot of Rituel de Fille product. A lot of it has made its way through my makeup collection. So some of it would be revisiting, which I think is good. Like, I think I could revisit the foundation, see if, my skin's changed or like my reaction to it has changed, if it works better for me, if now that I'm not so attached to the original lab sample release. Like, so anyway, all that being said is like, I'm always interested in what Rituel de Fille's doing. I'm always interested in trying more from Rituel de Fille. There are a couple of shades of the eye soots that I would buy. I'm probably gonna have to re-up on Intuition soon. So like, I might buy another thing, but my main thing that I think I might want to buy is the new version of the Sorcery concealer. Like, I have the lab sample release, not to do a video comparing them, but I am now curious about it. All things being said, we'll see. But I do feel as though I can clear out that one from my wish list. The next one is the JOOCYEE highlighter stick, which I have on my eyes right now. So we can remove that. If this video comes out first, I did film this look where I applied the highlighter stick. It's a good take, so you can finally see it in action, because if you've been watching my channel, I've been like talking about, I'm like, I love this as an eyeshadow. And every time I apply it, I'm like, no, it's not like this. Not that it's been performing badly. It's just like, it's special when it's like the only thing on the eyes. And it's there's some mattes on my eyes as well. But like, when it's the only thing on the eyes, it's the only sparkle, it's the girl. She's her, her, she, her. And the final thing on my wish list, and I just added this recently, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for the Mob review, but more Mob lipsticks. I have been loving the lipstick formula, and it's the matte lipstick. I've been loving it. I love that formula. It's comfortable. It looks good. I would say it's more of a cream finish as opposed to being like a matte. It doesn't feel like a matte on the lips. It's very comfortable. It's very cool. And the second reason I want more is because Mob does a lot of cool colors in their eyeshadows. Doesn't do that with their blush for some reason. And then all swings back around for their lip products to like do some really cool lip colors. The one I have is M102, which I believe is a collaboration with Jessica Hayes. I want to try the ones that Courtney Quarantine made. Their shades look really good. So I want to try those. They make my heart sing. I do have a question. Let's crowdsource for a second. I've been annoying Andromeda. I was like, Vanessa, can you check? Mob makes a permanent container for these, because like you can just use the cardboard component. And I've heard that the plastic component feels really cheap. Does anyone have another brand that will hold the Mauve lipsticks where I could put this in that component, because I love this lipstick. I just don't love the component. I can deal with the paper component. I'm probably not going to go out of my way to buy the plastic one from Mauve. I really would love to see Mauve do maybe what Lisa Eldridge did with like a beautiful component, a beautiful matte black, heavy, sleek component that you can opt in for your lipsticks, like Kira Weiss does with their blushes, like where there's a couple different options, the paper option, the refill option, and then like the iconic option. I think that would be really lovely. Anyway, Mauve, if you're listening to me, I think you should think about it. But if anyone knows about a brand that can hold the refills from Mauve, Andromeda did check for me, and anything that they had that was refillable was too big for the ones from Mauve. They are an interesting size because they are slimmer, but they are not so slim that they could fit into like a Hourglass Confessions lipstick. Anyway, all of that being said, that's the end of my wish list. So I went from having 10 products to 2. So Mauve lipsticks and the Baccarat Rouge. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, this is part of what I like to do here. I want to be more discerning about the purchases I'm making in makeup. A wish list really helps with that. You could put something on your wish list, wait a couple of months and visit it again and be like, do I still want that? And as you can see, most of my wish list is completely gone. And there's only a couple of things left on there that I still want. But when I talk about new makeup releases, I like to look at my makeup collection first to see if I have anything that's like the new thing that I'm interested in. And that's what I encourage you to do. There's a lot of new makeup and we already have a lot of makeup. A lot of us do that are into this hobby already have a lot of makeup, and I just want to create a space where it's like, we probably don't need that. You know, it's like, we're probably good on that. If that's the kind of content you're interested in, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and stick around. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the like button too. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. That's a different way to support me, not necessarily a better way to support me. I do an additional video over there for patrons and members every month. So check it out if you're into that kind of thing. But if you're not, no worries. If you don't have the money or you simply don't want to, that's totally fine. I totally get it. If you are a member or patron, thank you so much. You really make this more possible for me in every way. And I have a pinned comment. In that comment, there will be a link. If you have the means to help someone in Gaza, please do so. And that is gonna wrap up the video for me. Remember to follow your hope and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. It's out.